The sea has a rhythm, the land has a rhythm, but I have no rhythm. These were Amy Billig's words. A young poet, photographer and artist just 17, living in sun-drenched Coconut Grove, Florida. Amy was a free spirit, her room a gallery of poems and photographs, her dreams as big as the world she longed to explore. Her family, Ned, Susan and Amy, were close, her mother her confidant and champion. But beneath the surface, Amy's writing hinted at restlessness, a search for meaning, a shadow at the edge of her bright world. That search would be cut short in the most brutal way. The vibrant soul who filled her home with laughter and art was about to vanish, leaving only questions and heartbreak. Amy's disappearance would become a legacy, a mother's love, a family's pain, and a search that would span decades. The rhythm she sought was replaced by a deafening silence. This is the story of Amy Billig, whose voice was silenced, but whose memory would echo for generations. In the paradise of Coconut Grove, a family's world was about to be shattered. The search for Amy would become a testament to the power of love and the agony of not knowing. Her story begins with a simple goodbye, a moment no one knew would be the last. The questions would never end, the search would never truly stop, and the world would remember the girl who lost her rhythm. March 5, 1974, just another Tuesday in Coconut Grove. Amy left home at noon, camera in hand, to visit her father's gallery and meet friends later. She promised her mother she'd be back soon. A casual goodbye. Hours passed. Amy didn't return. Worry grew into panic. Calls to Ned, to friends. No one had seen her. The police assumed she'd run away, a common story for a teenager in the 70s. But Susan knew her daughter. Amy wouldn't just disappear. As night fell, the Billig home became a place of dread. The police response felt cold, routine, no urgency, no answers. The world tilted on its axis for the Billigs. Their daughter was gone. The search began, but hope was already slipping away. The ordinary had become the unimaginable. Amy's absence was a void that nothing could fill. The first day of a lifelong ordeal had begun. The world had stood still and nothing would ever be the same. The Billigs would never stop searching. The nightmare had only just begun. Days passed. Then, a break. Amy's camera was found, hundreds of miles away on Florida's turnpike. It was the first real clue. She hadn't just run away. The film inside was developed, revealing haunting images. Amy, her friends and strangers, men, a van, a man's face obscured inside a vehicle. The photos raised more questions than answers. Who were these men? Was Amy with them willingly? The camera, once a tool for beauty, had become a silent witness to her final days. Police scoured every detail, searching for a lead. For Susan and Ned, the photos were agony, faces of strangers who might hold the key. The investigation widened. This was no longer a local case. Amy's disappearance was now a sprawling mystery, stretching across the state. The hope the camera brought was quickly overshadowed by fear. The images told a fragmented, terrifying story. The search for Amy had entered a darker, more uncertain phase. The camera's tale was cryptic and chilling. While police followed procedure, Susan Billig became a force of nature. She plastered Amy's face on flyers, chased every lead, and entered worlds she'd never imagined. She spoke to psychics, investigators, anyone who offered hope. Her life became the search, her art, her friends, her old life, all set aside. The emotional toll was immense, but Susan never wavered. She became Amy's voice, her advocate, her warrior. The search consumed her, but she refused to let Amy be forgotten. Susan's quest was a promise. I will never stop looking for you. Her love became legend, a mother's strength against the silence. As Susan searched, a chilling theory emerged. Amy had crossed paths with biker gangs, the pagans and the outlaws. The strangers in her photos, the camera found on a highway, all pointed to this dark world. The 70s were the era of outlaw motorcycle clubs, infamous for violence and secrecy. Susan bravely entered biker bars, questioned gang members, risking everything for a clue. Rumors swirled, sightings of a girl like Amy, stories of her with bikers. Each lead was a thread of hope, but the biker world was a maze of silence and dead ends. No proof ever surfaced, no charges were filed. The theory remains, a haunting possibility, never confirmed. Amy's fate was lost in the shadows of the open road. The truth stayed just out of reach. For years, the Billigs endured a new torment. Cruel, anonymous phone calls, sometimes silence, sometimes screams, sometimes staged assaults, each call a fresh wound. Susan never changed her number, hoping for a real clue. She recorded every call, handed tapes to police, but technology failed to trace the tormentors. Were they Amy's captors or just sadistic pranksters? The calls became a fixture, a campaign of psychological warfare. The ringing phone was a sound of dread, a violation that never ended. Susan endured, documenting every threat, hoping for answers. The cruelty was unimaginable, but her resolve never broke. Even in darkness, she clung to hope. After 2 decades, technology finally traced a call to Henry Blair, Hank, a biker mechanic with ties to the Pagans and a connection to Amy. Blair had appeared in Amy's photos and was mentioned in her diary as someone who frightened her. He'd been questioned early on but dismissed. Now he was the prime suspect not just for the calls but for Amy's disappearance. Police found clippings about Amy in his home, but evidence was circumstantial. Blair was convicted of perjury for lying about the calls but never confessed to harming Amy. He died in prison, taking his secrets with him. The case remains open, a cold file, a family's heartbreak. Susan searched until her death, never letting Amy's memory fade. Her legacy is one of fierce, unending love. Amy's disappearance is a haunting reminder. Some mysteries endure. For every cold case, a family waits, hoping for the one clue that brings peace. The search for Amy Billig continues, her story echoing through time.